destination. I'm so glad you came back for some more of our book called The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. And we are now on chapter 7, and it's called The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. I wonder what that means. Meanwhile, Mole lay stretched on his back on the riverbank. Although it was after 10 o'clock at night, it was still very hot. Mole had been on the river with some friends. When he returned, he found that Rat was still not back from his outing with Otter. Just then, he heard the sound of Rat's footsteps coming toward him. "Did you stay for supper with Otter?" Mole asked. "He wouldn't hear of me leaving without supper," Rat said. "But have you heard? Little Portly is missing." "That child is always running off," Mole said. "I am sure that someone will find him and return him to his parents." "It's much more serious this time," Rat said gravely. "He's been missing for days. They have searched everywhere and there is no trace of him. Otter is afraid that Portly has fallen into the river or fallen into a trap. He is watching by the bridge where he gave Portly his first swimming lesson." "Rat, we must do something," Mole said. "Let's take the boat out and search for Portly." "Splendid idea," Rat said. They rowed all night long, led by the light of the moon. Every few miles they tied the boat to a willow and searched the hedges, trees, and ditches. Then the moon began to sink down toward the earth and dawn began to break. A wind kicked up and the reeds began to rustle. Suddenly, Rat heard a beautiful piping sound. Mo continued to row. Rat was simply spellbound by the sound he heard. "Row on, Mole," Rat said. "The call of that sweet music must be for us." "I don't hear anything," Mole said. "It's getting clearer," Rat said. "Surely you must hear it now." Mole stopped rowing as the piping caught his attention at last. Except for the marvelous piping, all was still. They had never seen the roses so vivid or the meadows so sweet-smelling. In the middle of the water, they noticed an island. They docked the boat at the flower-lined bank of the island, which was also lined with trees of every kind whose branches were filled with birds. "Surely we will find Portly here," whispered Rat. Suddenly, Mole felt a great sense of awe, as if someone very important were close by. He noticed that Rat was trembling. All was silent, and the light grew brighter and brighter. When they looked up, Rat and Mole were astonished by what they saw. A huge beast was looking down at them. Oh my. He had horns and a hooked nose. One of his shaggy limbs held a pipe that had made that magnificent music. Between its hooves lay Portly. Oh my. All at once, the sun rose over the horizon and blinded them. When the two animals were able to see again, the vision was gone, and the only sound that filled the air was the sound of the birds chirping. Mole rubbed his eyes and stared at Rat, who looked around puzzled. The creature had made them forget all of the strange things they had seen. The last thing Rat and Mole remembered was arriving on the island. When Portly woke up, He was delighted to see his father's friends. Then he started to cry because he felt that he had lost something, but he couldn't quite remember what. While Mole comforted Portly, Rat noticed some hoof prints in the sand. He wanted to investigate, but then he remembered poor Otter, who was still waiting by the bridge. They loaded Portly into the boat between them and set off. They soon returned Portly safely to his parents. "I feel very tired," Mole said. "I feel as though I have been through something very exciting and terrible, yet nothing has really happened." "I feel the same way," Rat said. "I still hear that faraway music," observed Mole drowsily. "Me too," Rat said. "I hear it, but then it disappears, and all that is left is the sound of the wind in the reeds." "Wait! Now it is back again." The two friends sat and listened to the music for some time. They could hear someone singing, "Look upon my power in the helping hour. Then you shall forget, helper and healer I cheer." "What do the words mean?" Mole asked. "I do not know," replied Rat. Then, with a smile on his face, Rat fell fast asleep. Neither Rat nor Mole ever thought of the episode again. And that is the end of Chapter 7. I hope you're enjoying this book. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time a new video has been posted. And of course, most of all, be sure to share with all of your friends. Bye-bye for now.